recorded.
All right.
Good work.
Job one is done.
Hmm.
Oh, how's your Independence Day there, independent old boy?
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. 246 years of beautiful.
246 years. My Lord. Well, like old Ben Franklin said, when asked, well, what did you give us, a democracy or a republic? He was stepping out of the Constitutional Convention, and there was a woman asked him that. Said, what did you give us, Mr. Franklin? And he said, a republic if he can keep it. Hopefully we can. So, my name is Jeff Foster. I'm the chairman of the Don't Tread on Indiana, a grassroots organization of patriots based here in Brown County, Indiana, an offshoot of what was started out as the Brown County, Indiana Second Amendment Freedom Fighters. My guest today is Mr. Michael Painter. He is the chaplain of Don't Tread on Indiana. Mike, welcome.
Thank you.
So I thought this is being our first podcast, I thought it would probably be good to go into a little bit of the background of the organization. This will be a short one. So as I mentioned, it grew out of the Second Amendment Freedom Fighters, and you were a founding member of that. I was not. I came in later. Could you give us a bit of a history of how the organization came together?
Yes, sir. 5 country boys got together in the old log cabin and had our first meeting in January of 2020, and it was called the Brown County, Indiana Second Amendment Freedom Fighters. It has since, I've changed the name of the website to We the People of Indiana, which is under the umbrella of We the People of Brown County, which is under the umbrella of We the People Indiana, which one of our board members is in charge of that website for Indiana.
Yeah, Dan Highwig.
Yes. And anyway, the other 4 original board members resigned their position so they could start prepping for the upcoming disaster.
Yeah.
That's inflicted on us by Brandon.
Yeah.
And then after they kind of quit coming around, we couldn't get a meeting, wouldn't answer phone calls or text messages. And or if they did answer, they were way too busy working. So you sent me an email, and we got together, and you gave us the great name of Don't Tread on Indiana. And so since then, we've added 7 board members along with us,
Yeah.
and so there's 9 of us now, and it's going very well. We've had 2 freedom rallies. We've got another one coming up in October. And if the people want to go to our website, it's don'ttreadonindiana.org. They can see the date, and the further details will come out soon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we put the first one together. It was actually your brainchild there. It was an international, a worldwide freedom rally, wasn't it? That was going on, and we coordinated ours. We only had like 6 weeks from the time we really got the group together and started talking about doing, what we could do. And you came up with the idea, well, let's coordinate and have participate in this worldwide freedom rally. How many countries was it besides the United States? How many countries was involved in it?
I don't remember the exact number, but I think it was 144 locations in 50 or 60 countries, something like that.
Yeah. And with only 6 weeks to organize the thing, I thought we did pretty darn well. We had maybe 250 people show up throughout the afternoon. This was back last November of 2021, and then our second rally we happened May? It was May of this year, wasn't it? 22.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's our plan, is to advocate for liberty. We're defending not only the Second Amendment. That started out as because we're all gun owners and gun enthusiasts, and we firmly stand on the Second Amendment. the right of free people to keep and bear arms and be able to defend themselves. But it's just mushroomed into an all-out assault by the left on our Constitution and all the amendments. The First Amendment with all the cancel culture to squelch or silence or outright delete any kind of conservative point of view. And then of course, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 10th Amendment. I mean, pick your amendment. And we plan to have some great guests. The aforementioned Dan Heiwig.
Dan is an Army officer, and his secretary reached out to me. He was running for 9th District Congress, and he wanted to talk to me. He basically was asking for our endorsement.
Yeah.
And we did. He comes to all our meetings now because he's a board member, but he's got 21 years of service as an Army officer. And he's a fantastic Christian man, a good family man, yes. And a hell of an asset to our group.
Oh, absolutely. He's very articulate and well-spoken, thinks on his feet really well. And he brings that all that strategic and tactical mindset to the activities that we're doing. And he's the muscle behind We the People of Indiana, which I guess is quickly spreading across all 92 counties of Indiana. And then there's Mary.
Oh, Mary is all about primary elections. She's all about elections. And Mary is also the captain of We the People of Bartholomew County. So, and Marie's the one that is Indiana First Action. That's all about the elections. Marie and Krista.
Yeah. Well, we plan to have these folks, as well as one of our best speakers at our rallies was Mr. Bob Crotty, who is a podcaster out of Indianapolis and just a firebrand of a speaker. I mean, he just barely looks at an outline on his phone and off he goes. He's very animated, very passionate patriot.
And he has 2 sons serving in the Army.
Is that right? I didn't know. And then there's Danny Niederberger, who now he was running for office but now backed off.
He didn't back off. Todd Young screwed him. All the counties required, and he took his a couple of weeks before the deadline. He took him to Marion County, and the Marion County people did not certify him and gave him back to him late. And the election board wouldn't accept him because they just kept telling him, no, they're not ready. No, they're not ready. So he got a lot of people reached out to him to run as a write-in, not an independent.
Yes.
And because there's no restrictions on a write-in candidate.
Yeah.
So, Danny's he's a young man. He's very well educated. And, the rhinos, they made sure he was not in the primary.
Boy, speaking of rhinos, I mean, the more you dig into the actual voting records and the hypocrisy of certain so-called Republicans, not only at the federal but the state level and even the county level right here in Brown County.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of house cleaning to do, don't we, to get some true conservative people in there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, that's just a little introduction, folks, to what Don't Tread on Indiana is about. We are a patriotic grassroots organization based here in Brown County and networking with other like-minded people around the state, hell-bent on taking our country back from this so-called progressive agenda that's been foisted upon us.
I would like to say one more thing real quick.
Certainly.
For the people watching this, if you've never heard of 4patriots.com, it's the number 4patriots.com. You might want to look it up and start stocking up because they're calling for a major food shortage by the end of the year.
That's right.
And you don't want to go hungry.
Yeah, that's right. Chevy, is there anything else you can think of we ought to put out there here on this first episode of our podcast?
Happy 4th of July to all of the patriots out there that are fighting the same fight that we're fighting. Stay in the fight. Don't ever give up, and don't ever give your guns away. We got to get this cleaned up, especially our Second Amendment, the school boards, the filth that they're teaching our children in these schools at a young age is sickening. And so we are in a fight, and we're going to win that fight. So stay with it, Patriots. Let's get it done.
Yeah. This is a drag queen free zone right here.
Yes, it is.
So thank you all for listening, and please stay tuned. This is just the first of what we hope will be many podcasts. It might be a little rough around the edges this first time around, but I'll get better at it, and we've got some excellent guests in the wings to come and speak to y'all and to help inspire you to maintain the fight, because we are in a spiritual war against the left. Well, against the dark one. Okay. We're living in the devil's playground, and it's up to us to do everything we can to come out on the other side. And in the end, we know that God wins.
One more thing.
One more. Okay.
Yeah. God bless y'all, and God bless America.
And we were recording this on the 4th of July in the year of our Lord 2022. And a happy Independence Day to y'all. So with that, have a good one.